Hello, my name is Emily, and this is the Geeky Female. First off, I want to let you know that I survived my calculus midterm, even though it was at an ungodly time and date and all that other disgustingness, but I survived it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't fail, which is all that really matters. But anyways, today's video is going to be about my favorite Zelda game. My favorite Zelda game is probably Majora's Mask. I mean, I really loved Twilight Princess and I really loved Wind Waker. Unfortunately, I don't have a Wii, so I haven't been able to play Skyward Sword yet, though that is on my to-do list. But I really love Majora's Mask. Mainly for the storyline. Gameplay, I will admit, I got really infuriated at some points, especially the second temple. I sucked at being a Goron. Yeah, I really sucked at being a Goron. Like that one room where, like, to get to the second half of the temple, you have to be able to roll across that, like, tiny little walkway. I fall down, like, 99.9% of the time I do it, and then the one time I get across, I forgot something. And then I just cried. Yeah, it was bad. I think I spent, like, an entire day just trying to get across that little chasm. It was the worst thing ever. Thank goodness, after you beat the temple once, they give you a mask, you just teleport right to the boss room, or else I would die. Like, really, it would be bad. But yeah, I love Majora's Mask for its storyline, and I really like the side quests. The temples were, I mean, they were cool because, I mean, you had all the different masks, which was a really fun way, because, I mean, they couldn't do things that were that different from Ocarina of Time, because, I mean, they were, like, the same engine. Like, you can't really do much. They changed the plot, like, they changed a lot of things, but dungeon structure and, like, battle mechanics, they couldn't really do much unless they did something, like, crazy. And, like, the whole, like, be able to change what race you are, that was super cool. But as I said, I hate being a Goron, so, meh. I love being a Zora, yay. Mainly just for swimming. Forever. Yeah, anyway. So I like it, not just because, you know, it's the dark storyline, and because it's the mature Zelda game. I really liked it for the side quests. The fact that, depending on, like, you know, which side quest you were focusing on, you saw exactly how what you did affected everyone else in the town. And you saw each individual person's story. Unlike the other game where you're just like, oh cool, Milan's this girl, she's cute, her dad's a dumbass, her uncle's kind of crazy, whatever. And then when she's older, you're like, cool, thanks for being nice to me once and letting me steal your horse. Great, bye, toodles. Yeah, I mean, that's all you really got. Meanwhile, this one, you realize that she's there with her older sister, the two of them. You know, they own a farm, they have this issue with aliens, and the thing is, if you take care of the aliens on the first night, then everything's okay, and, like, you get to hang out with them, but if you don't, they kind of go crazy, because the aliens abducted them, and weird things happened. Yeah, anyway. And then also, like, at the end of the third day, right before everyone dies, you see the older sister giving the younger sister, like, the alcoholic milk, so that way she can't tell what's going on when the world is ending. Like, that's deep shit. And by playing it, I felt connected to not just Link, not just the bad guy, but, like, every single person in that town. Like, don't even get me started with Anju and her boy, Cafe, however it is that you pronounce his name, whoops. But the thing is that every single character has a little subplot, and that little subplot is awesome. They don't just make it Link, who can't even talk, running around and kicking shit up. I mean, that worked in Ocarina of Time because you had a very distinct goal. Holy shit, bad things happening, and you had a ton of dungeons to go into. This one only has, like, 4 dungeons. But it has enough side quests that you can still spend forever doing it. Like, I was just so excited after every temple to run around with my new item and save everyone using whatever it is that I got. Like, it was so much fun. Like, when I finally got Epona, I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to use Epona! which means I finally get to take care of the ranch, which is like, or like, you know, like, or like when you're Goron and you finally get the bomb so you can blow up that gigantic thing, you're like, yes, I can finally go to the ranch. Yeah, and then you get a pony and you're like, yeah, I can finally do this. And then, yeah, like, it's really cool how it allows it to build up upon itself. And then even if you solve something, if you go back in time, you can see what happens if you didn't solve it. Which, I thought it was really cool. Like, they did the time travel thing right. I mean, it was annoying that you only had so many hours to finish the temple because, as I said, I sucked at being a Goron, so I had to restart that a lot. But because of time, because I was like, oh, I didn't get over this gap. Oh, I didn't get over the gap again. Oh, I'm really failing at getting over this gap. And then it was like, oh, well, you know, you only have like 20 minutes left to finish the second half of the dungeon. Good luck. And I'm like, no. Yeah, just like that. So, but other than that, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that I was terrible at actually being a Goron, I would have enjoyed, the game would have been pretty damn good. That's the only thing that I didn't like about it, and that's just because I personally have issues with the whole rolly thing because it's really hard to control and I fall off everything, and they like to make the passageways as narrow as possible when you're being the Goron because they like to laugh at you in your misery. Anyway, but yeah, I like that. I like the overall storyline that it's the poor little skull kid from the first game just trying to find some friends. And he ends up just picking up something that he thinks looks cool and it possesses him. Whoops. Yeah. You feel bad for him because it's not his fault. But shit happens and, you know, you feel good at the end when you save him from it. Also, the mask was fucking terrifying. Which I give them kudos for because not many N64 things were really terrifying. Because, you know, it's an N64. Polygons, man. Terrifying polygons. Anyway. So, yeah. I really enjoyed Majora's Mask. Just for the storylines, the subplots, the fact that, like, you get to see actually what every character's doing. It's not just go beat shit up. It's, oh, also go help these people. They have issues. I thought that was a really cool way for them to distinguish between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It's something that really made me excited. So yeah, that's why it's my favorite Zelda game. I may talk about some of my other favorite Zelda games at some other point, but for now, that's all I really got. So, thank you for watching. If you like this video, well, like it. If you have any suggestions for other things I can talk about, other games you want me to talk about, other, like, you know, favorites, least favorites, whatever that you think would be a good idea, leave a comment below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more. Thanks. Bye.